Hi guys, so I'm back from my last test ride at Bedgeby on the Lapia E-Zesty. Now, fantastic bike. I'm really glad I bought this bike. Again, it's not as obviously powerful as my old Focus Jam, but you know, this is not why I bought it. I bought it because I wanted a lighter e-bike and I want to be able to throw it around. So really good. Now I'm going to head home now and obviously calculate the figures, plug in the Strava and see how many miles I did actually do and stuff like that. To give you a rough idea, I think it's about 18 miles at about 1800 foot a gain, which is really good for 250 watt battery, and the settings on it were about 150 watts. Now the good thing about it is I can plug the Fazua motor into my computer and I can actually set it all up and customize the settings how I want it to ride. Now I'm actually going to show you those later on when I get home, and just so you can see what settings I'm actually riding at. So if there's any other E-Zesty owners out there that want to know how to do it, really simple, easy to do. Right guys, I'm heading off home now, so I'll see you guys later on. Right, so I'm back from the ride. I've looked at the data. I've got the laptop out and downloaded all the Strava data and stuff like that to see how the ride went. So just recap on what I'm using. I'm using the Lapia E-Zesty, which takes the Fazua motor. Now, this is the Fazua battery. It's 250 watt hours. So it's only a small battery, but it's on the Fazua motor. Now I've tweaked the Fazua motor so I can actually get a little bit more out of it, which I'll come on to that later on. But before we go any further, let's see what I've done. So this was after tweaking the motor. Looking at my Strava details, now you can see those on the screen now. I managed to do, so I was at Bedgeby. So I managed to do 18.12 miles, so just over 18 miles at 2,094 foot a gain, which I think is pretty good. You know, it's what I want, it's how I ride. It's mostly the place that I ride most of the time. So I was out for about an hour and 2 hours, something like that, an hour and 50 minutes, something like that. But yeah, I managed to get 18 miles out of this and 2,000 foot a gain, which I think is really good. Seeming this battery is only 250 watt hours. Now this only weighs 1.4 kilos, so it's to be honest, it's light. I've got two of these, so I can put one of these on the bike and I can actually put one in my rucksack. It's not, you know, it's a little bit heavier, but it's not that much heavier than a large water bottle, to be honest with you. So simple, either leave one of these in your car or put one in your rucksack, you carry on riding, swap over batteries. Effectively, if I was doing 2,000 foot a gain, you know, maybe 3,500 foot a gain, I'd get sort of maybe 40 miles out of two of these batteries, which is pretty good. I mean, that was riding it in trail mode though, so just to let you guys know that the E-Zesty has got three modes. It's got a river mode, which is the sort of entry level mode, and it has, let me have a look on the screen actually and tell you, it's got breeze. So breeze is the eco mode. Then you've got river, which is the trail mode, and then you have rocket, which is the sort of turbo mode as such. Now on this test that I've done, I only rode it in river. I didn't ride it in any other mode. I wanted to see how far I could get out of it on the river mode. Now if I'd rode it in eco on the fire roads and then rode in sort of trail mode, the river mode on the trails, I probably would have got a little bit more out of it, maybe sort of, you know, sort of 25 miles, something like that. And obviously boost, I didn't really use boost, but that was to give you an idea. Really good out of a 250 watt hour battery. So the results. So as I said, 18 miles at 2,000 foot a gain. So as you can see on the screen now, I show you my settings. So Fazua have a customizer, bit of software on your laptop that you can actually load in, and you plug it into the main drive unit, which is not this is a battery, but the main drive unit, and you can do all your settings there. So as you can see on the screen, my breeze mode is set up max power of 100 watts, and my support relation is 100 watts, and then the ramp up is how quick it gets up there, is 70%. Now I rode it in river, don't forget, so I turned it up, or turned it down effectively into 150 watts and 150 watts of support and 80% of ramp up. So when I done my first test on this, I was at, I think, 250 watts and I only got about 9 miles out of it, something like that. So really good. And you can see there the rocket mode, I've turned it right up to 300 watts. Now, I'm not going to use rocket mode only really when I get a steep hill or something like that, or technical hill that I really want to power up. I'm going to use that. Most of the time, I'm just going to use breeze and river. So I think the test I've done, I'm going to leave it in these settings. I'm not going to play around with them. Really good. And like I said, 251 watt hours of battery power. That's pretty good actually. And like I said, super light, stick it in your bag and stick another one in when that runs out. So that's my little test. I'm not going to do any more tests on the Fazua. I'm just going to get out there, or the E-Zesty. I'm just going to get out there and ride it. But if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and any comments, leave them in the comments bar below. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon.